Welcome back to the Woodshed, everybody. And today, I think I finally did it. I finally figured out Townhall 17. Let's go ahead and get into it. You guys heard me right. And now you guys might be wondering, Woodshed, what do you mean you figured out Townhall 17? I think I finally figured out how to attack Townhall 17. It took me a little bit longer than I thought. I thought I would have just a little quicker. But with the Townhall change, a little change to the meta, it's a little harder than I thought adjusting. But I figured it out. I'm officially now using my Skybrid with a couple of small changes. Nothing huge, but a couple of small changes. To the army composition in order to secure the 3 stars. And they're actually working out fantastic. The secret to these is a couple things. One, something that I never thought I would like to actually use. I'm using a recall spell. And you'll notice the spell comp is a little different. I will explain. So, a recall spell number 1 is the biggest difference maker to this that I normally use. That I think is the biggest difference to what I would normally use, right? The reason for that being is instead of sacking the queen and using the giant arrow to take out some air defenses or some air sweepers, and then in terms just basically letting her die off after that, I'm actually recalling her and using her to help me create a funnel. So I'll use her in a corner like this. She'll get some sweepers, and then I'll let her go a little bit ways with that, depending on what's around the corner. And then I'd put her down at the bottom. And then I'd use my Skybrid throughout the rest of it. Now you might be going, okay, well, that's one change. That's actually kind of creative. But if you don't have all those invisibilities and the double clones, what are you using in your clan castle? I'm using a balloon. A sacrifice balloon blimp. So, the reason behind the sacrifice balloon is they're not necessarily a sacrifice anymore. Now that the Gigabomb and the Poison Trap are removed from the Town Hall, your balloons actually don't die immediately, and they actually get a ton of value. But I want to show you guys that firsthand, so let's go ahead and get into a raid so you guys can see exactly what I mean. Alright, example number 1. So this is in mid-Legends League, 54, 5,500 trophies. Nothing huge, but still kind of early in this new season, so not exactly low Legends League, or just low mid-Legends League, right? This is true mid, high to mid, depending on how you want to feel about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my Archer Queen over here. Per usual, I'm going to try and snipe out these air sweepers because they will end up being the most annoying things in my opinion. I'm going to get a ton of value there, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to recall my Archer Queen almost immediately there, and I'm going to place her up here in this top corner, and now you see that I have a funnel set, right? So she'll get this building, this building, this building, something along those lines, and then I can actually place down my Skybrid here. So place down the Lava Hound just to go first. He's the one testing for bombs and such. Then, of course, I throw my balloons, my dragons, my riders behind them. I throw my blimp in there all at the same time. And then I hit the ability. You'll notice I'm not running the Rage Gem. I'm running the Healing Tome, which is a little different, not drastically so. And that's something a lot of people use for Hydra and Skybrid players alike. We use that pretty regularly. I don't normally find a ton of value out of it, but as of lately, I have. And I think it's more important, considering that I have a couple spells for support, that I don't run the Rage Gem the entire time. So I keep bouncing between the Healing Tome and the Life Gem. That's up for you to decide. So I invincibled the blimp, and you'll actually notice I dropped 2 clones, and they have a small overlap. And I'm going to drop a Rage here as well. The reason I'm doing that is because the clones, they'll actually clone on one side and the other if I get it right. Or once they start to move into this side, they'll start to clone over here some more, and it gives me just a ton of value with my balloon. Drop the Rage down, and immediately the Town Hall's gone, the Monolith is gone, these everything in the core is gone. I even used a double Rage on it, which I don't often do in scenarios like this, but that was just a huge value. And you see how much is left. I do have some dragons and riders over here along with my minion prince, but the bulk of my army moving this way along with my queen around the outside, allowing the army to be pushed in towards the center or around the center, so I'm not just going around the edges. It is absolutely fantastic. You'll notice there's going to be not a whole lot this base can do left to stop me because the fire spitters are gone, the monolith's gone, the town hall's gone. What's left that's going to stop me? The clan castle, a couple of ice golems. I'm not particularly worried about it. So it was an absolutely amazing attack. There is a Grand Warden still left alive. Not anymore. My minion prince is still alive too, even, which does surprise me. He will not last, which also does not surprise me. But because I'm not running the king, he gets the phoenix. I don't know what heroes should go well with him. It's kind of between Phoenix and Electric Owl for me, and I like the idea of the extra value that the Phoenix gives since my king is not in this army comp. So I'm a big fan of that. And you see it's worked out very well. I just used the freezes just for a little bit of extra added support. Normally I'd save one of the rages and both the freezes, depending, or at least one freeze, for the army comp to have some extra support. But you guys will get to see that in another example. So let's go ahead and get into the next one. So, attack number 2. This one is against Papo. Shout out to Papo. He's one of our co-leaders at the Woodshed. Fantastic dude. Talented guy. He needs to take me up on some of these lessons I keep offering him up on Skybrid. But he has a pretty good attack that tends to work pretty well for him as well. He was nice enough to give me a friendly challenge so I could keep practicing this, because I started using this attack towards the end of my day. So, what happens here is I'm using my Archer Queen. Same thing, I'm going for both these sweepers. The reason I'm going for the sweepers is I see the Giga Bomb there. I don't want to run face first into it. I see both the sweepers on one side, so I'm like, screw it. I can just get the sweepers, and you'll actually notice this is going to be one of the moments where I'm a little more patient. And I'm going to speed it up here so you guys don't have to sit here and watch it, but I'm letting my Archer Queen actually go and do a little mini queen walk, because I want her to set that funnel. That's very, very important. I want her to get a little ahead and get everything kind of out of the way for me, so that way they don't go this far. Now I'm going to go back to normal speed. I put the queen over here, and then I start the strategy again, right? So Lava Hound, Balloons, Dragons, Dragon Riders. All of a sudden, I hit the Warden ability. Now, I'm going to save a Rage spell and actually use both my invisibility spells. Now, you're going to say, Woodshed, why would you do that? The reason I'm doing that is because it's a double Invis Tower, which was very popular against Skybrid with the Super Archer Blimp. Don't need to do that anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop an Invis there, an Invis there. I'm going to drop the clones. I'm going to drop the rages, and I'm going to absolutely just munch every part of it. Between the invisibility towers, between the town hall, between the everything, you name it. There's just nothing left in the middle. And I just took out so much of the core of this base that it does not matter what it wanted, how it felt. And I do still have a rage spell. So you see I use it to kind of push through over here with the scatters and the multi-infernos. I'm using my Royal Champion here on the bottom to help clear out a little bit with her Rocket Spear and Seeking Shield. Comes in pretty good handy right there. And you notice again, I just still have too much of an army left at this point for that monolith to even think about having an actual chance at taking away this army. So I absolutely decimate this base. And this is a style that you saw a lot in Townhall 16, and you still see a fair bit of in 17. Obviously, it hasn't translated as well to 17, at least not against this attack. But I don't know that there's anything that can stand up to this attack right now. When you play it right, there's not a whole lot that they can do. It doesn't feel like, at least. It feels like it's, I don't want to say unbeatable, but it feels pretty damn good. Let's get into one more example. So, I wanted to show this one because this one is very similar to how old 16s used to be set up, where they have the double poison spell in the middle. Now, because I did talk about the balloons and the Giga Bomb not being there, and the poison spell not being there after the drop, to slow down the balloons, I said you kept getting a lot of value out of them, right? And I still want to show you that even when there is a double poison tower like that, you still get tremendous value out of it. And I'm going to show you how. And again, this goes back to guiding the double clone. So I drop a clone here, and you'll actually take out some of this stuff. You'll take out some of this, and you'll take out some of this. You'll gut a core with 2 clone spells. I have seen some people do 3. I prefer 2. There's nothing wrong with either one. So same thing here as in the last one. I'm actually going to put my queen over here. I'm aiming for these sweepers because I do want to come in from this side. So I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to take her away relatively quickly here. I'm going to let her take one more thing. Take out a random Tesla too on Pretty Lucky, so we're pretty okay with that. We're going to put her down probably at this corner. That is right. I should have given her an extra second to start cleaning out the base. An important thing to note with this strat, and this was hard to get into my head because I'm so used to the time crunch from the Root Rider meta. At 16, to not rush that first recall or so with the queen. Be a little patient with it. Let her go on a mini queen walk to set your funnel and make life a lot better. This one actually separates. I don't have a fantastic funnel here, and I still do a very, very good job. So place everything as I have in the before. I'm hitting the ability, and this one I'm actually using the lava puppet, the lava loom puppet, and without even the healing tome. I still do very well, and this lava loom puppet is an absolute joke at the level I have it at. So if you like it, I'm sorry. Maybe it's fantastic for you. Didn't work great for me in this one example, and I wasn't going to keep trying it. going to drop a freeze. I'm going to drop a double clone. I'm going to drop a rage spell. And I'm going to still absolutely decimate this Town Hall. And you'll even see I take over that monolith, partially because of the the tornado trap. But that's okay. I drop a rage spell. Almost wasted it completely. But my riders and my dragons will be able to get into there. My minion prince and my grand warden are here, but all the bulk of my dragons and dragon riders are over here. So at this point, I'm a little concerned. This is normally the part where I fizzle out because half of my troops don't have support, and now it's kind of like both of them don't. But I do use my RC over here to help support this side, along with the Archer Queen and double heroes. Even if they're not the strongest heroes in the world, still double a little bit of support over here. And it ends up converging, and it ends up being a no contest 3-star again. So this is an absolutely amazing strategy. You guys 100% should be trying to invest the time in. The Skybrid part's the easiest. It's learning that giant arrow and that recall spell and where to get the most value out of it. That's by far the most important thing. And I've even noticed in some scenarios where it's not necessarily about even blimping the Town Hall immediately right away. It's almost more so about getting as much value as you humanly can with the blimp and the balloons. But that might be just for me. So you never know. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm absolutely trying to turn everybody onto this. So let me know how it works for you. Let me know what kind of strategy you guys want to see. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks, everybody.